Maybe when I share my screen, you can just give it a short confirmation that you can see it.
I will do that. Thank you.
Sounds
And
good.
this is our live. The SAP Build portfolio is important for businesses because it drives faster innovation and time to market. And it ensures tight integration with SAP systems, allowing for all kinds of benefits. And it is also a powerful tool for both developers. I don't know what happened here just now. So let me repeat again that it is a powerful tool for both developers and non-technical users. And this is my opinion. I must say it is really fun and easy to use with the help of the Joule Copilot. And today we will hear about the latest developments. So a very warm welcome and thank you for joining our SAP BTP Ask Me Anything on SAP Build. We have a couple of short presentations, but we have planned for a lot of time for all of your questions. Please focus on content-related questions, and all the other questions we'll try to help out with, but our experts are here for the content-related questions. And now let me please introduce our experts for today. Dr. Miguel Meza. He is product manager for SAP Build and drives AI innovations at the SAP Build process automation. We have Karthik Thirunavukarasaran. I really tried very often to pronounce this name. He is Principal Product Manager for BTP ADAI, focusing on S4HANA extensibility. Our joker, Mark Huber, Product Manager for SAP Build, formerly founder of an AI software company in Germany. Now he's working in product management at SAP in the area of application development with Gen AI Assistant. Last but not least, Dr. Alexander Rother, Vice President and Head of BTP ABAB Product Management. His focus is on ABAB Cloud development, both on the SAP S4HANA stack as well as on SAP BTP ABAP environment. And with this, over to you, Alex.
All right. Thank you, Tania. Thank you very much. Let me just share my screen and maybe just give a little confirmation once you see it.
I see it.
All right, perfect. So hello, everyone. Also from my side, it's really a pleasure being here and presenting you all the TechEd news that you maybe already digested a little bit, but now it's really time to really refresh a little bit and understand what's behind all those nice topics. And here we have a little overview of the topics that we are going to show today. First, you have heard in the track intro session of application development and automation that we also include ABAB Cloud now in the SAP Build portfolio. And this is a great announcement, and I will talk briefly about that. Then after me, we have new Gen AI capabilities to boost your developer productivity. And Miguel will take over that part. And last but not least, everything around the Extensibility Wizard and our new extensibility experience for SAP S4HANA, and that's done by Karthik. So let's not lose any time. I will jump directly in with the first topic, ABAB Cloud in SAP Build. Not everybody of you might be familiar with ABAB Cloud, so a very, very short introduction. What is actually ABAB Cloud? ABAB Cloud is the new way of developing ABAP in the cloud. Okay, so it's really a full-fledged development model, end-to-end development model for cloud-ready business applications, for services, for extensions, for integrations, and so on. And the good thing is that ABAP Cloud is available both on the BTP, on the right-hand side here in the BTP ABAP environment, but also on the SAP S4HANA stack, and can be used there for custom development and extensibility. And this is super, super important and super powerful in the entire extensibility portfolio that we have at SAP. And this is what I want to show now very quickly. Here on the left-hand side, we have the SAP S/4HANA Cloud system, and anything developed here is called a non-stack extension. At the top, we have the key user part as low-code offering, and at the bottom, we have developer extensibility as pro-code offering. Okay, so here you have extensibility capabilities on the stack. And on the right-hand side, we have the BTP for side-by-side extensions. Okay, so they are decoupled from your ERP system. They are decoupled. They are on BTP with clear APIs, with a different lifecycle, different runtime environments, different data center maybe, and so on and so forth. And also here, of course, in the low-code area, we have the entire SAP Build Apps, Process Automation, and Work Zone portfolio. And in the pro-code area, we have SAP Build Code and the BTP ABAP environment. Just to draw the link, where is now ABAP Cloud actually taking part? On the left-hand side on stack, of course, there you can only develop with ABAP Cloud, and on the right-hand side in the BTP ABAP environment. And now you understand why it was super important for us to really bring this entire portfolio together under the hood of SAP Build. Because before TechEd, SAP Build comprised the low-code offering on the top right and SAP Build Code. But you can see that basically the half is missing because the ABAP Cloud part was not part of the game so far. And this is what we changed as of TechEd 2024. Now the entire extensibility portfolio is part of the SAP Build family and forms a very strong union here. And going forward, of course, we will focus on SAP Build being one thing rather than being different products and so on. We really focus on the holistic approach with our development models in the center, which are ABAP Cloud. This is CAP, the Cloud Application Programming Model, and of course, the low-code, no-code approach. And the good thing is, everything is surrounded with pre-built content to get you up to speed, get a jump start. We have templates for applications, for services, and so on. And of course, generative AI will simplify a lot and increase your productivity. And with that, with this holistic offering, you can do anything that you need in the SAP ecosystem for custom development or partner development, be it applications, be it multi-tenant SaaS applications, add-ons, low-code apps, workspaces, or also workflows automations. All right, that was the quick recap. And with that, I think we can directly introduce the next topic, that is AI Assistant tailored for SAP development. And with that, Miguel, over to you. Thanks.
Hi, Alex. Thanks a lot for the handover. And I hope that you can see also my screens now. And let me share with you and try to drive you for this second pillar that we announced at TechEd, that is this SAP Build Announcements that evolve around GenAI capabilities across the different SAP Build solutions. So let's do a quick recap and look at the updates on this. I will go and just summarize very briefly, but as this is an interactive and dynamic session, we want to go into the conversation and hear your questions. So I will refer you to all the TechEd recordings and materials in case that you want to go a little bit more in depth. Let's get into it. So I will show you the capabilities across Build Code, ABAP Cloud, SAP Process Automation, Workzone, and also our newest announcement, Build Studio. So regarding SAP Build Code, we have announced capabilities that are already available by the interaction with Joule to be able to allow developers to refactor CAP and create models, but also we did an announcement of capabilities that will be coming soon, such as creating instant assistance of Joule in different scenarios, and also having code explanation, and having also this level of developer productivity by bringing even more capabilities that can help you to enhance this coding experience that you have in SAP Build Code.
Miguel, just sorry for interrupting. I think you need to share again.
Oh, okay, let me try it. Thank you. So
no worries.
I'm going to stop sharing. Then let's try again. I'm sharing again. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So as I was mentioning, these are some of the capabilities that we have brought and announced for SAP Build Code. So I will decided to keep in tune to the releases that will be coming soon in order to help you to increase this productivity. Regarding the ABAP tools, we also announced like there's capabilities that also help you with what Alex was presented to help you to generate RAP business objects and services. And also, they help you to generate unit testing for ABAB classes, CDAs views, and also these RAP BOs. So all of these capabilities help you to increase the productivity by developing, and they help you by providing explain of existing code, which includes the legacy code, and also try to bring the BTP GenAI Hub capabilities through the ABAP SDK, so they can even enhance with additional capabilities that you can include into your applications. So these are very exciting news that we have presented in Tech. Regarding process automation, we have also announced that pretty soon they will do the release of the design GenAI capabilities to help you accelerate implementation of your automation processes. So we will be able to edit and summarize and create these processes from natural language. That means that you are able to provide certain descriptions of the processes that you want to do, forms, decisions, and this will be transformed. Also, you're going to be able to speed up the decision making by getting decision recommendations by the tasks that have been assigned for you in Task Center. And finally, we're also trying to bring generative AI, natural language processing, to simplify the document extraction that you are already familiar with in SAP Process Automation. That would allow us to reduce the creation of templates and then make the process more flexible and more efficient for you. And regarding the capabilities, also we announced from Workzone that users will be able to interact with Joule across all the different solutions that we have in Workzone. So they will have the support to get answers and navigate this business application and being able to get a status for purchase orders or similar scenarios. Also, Joule will be there to enhance both the building and the end user experience that you have in Workzone by helping you either work or do some writing and assistance, but also working faster and smarter in the creation of your Workzone pages. Finally, in SAP Workzone Advanced, you will also have some GenAI power experiences similar with Joule that will also further enhance this experience that you're familiar with. And last but not least, the announcement of Build Studio happened at TechEd. So this will be a new solution in SAP Build that will be the solution that will position it for the creation of new extensions for Joule. That means like you will be able to enhance the out-of-the-box capabilities that we deliver as part of this exercise to try to have this 80% coverage across all the SAP solutions applications. And you will be able to create your custom Joule skills, adding specific functionalities that are ad hoc for your workflows. This will allow you to bring SAP and non-SAP data sources together in order to perform various operations within the SAP systems and have the support for the business users. And by doing this, you will be able to customize Joule and enhance it to make it more efficient and more effective for the business users in order to support them. And also, we did some announcements about new capabilities that will be coming soon, which is the creation of autonomous AI agents that will help you to solve complex workflows with the collaboration with Joule. So with that, I hand over to my colleague, Karthik, that will continue this presentation.
Thanks, Miguel. So let me just share my screen now. Okay. Hope you can see my screen. No.
Not yet. Now.
Yeah. All right. So what is this Extensibility Wizard? So this is a new capability that has been delivered with S/4HANA Public Cloud. And what does it do? Right? So Extensibility Wizard actually simplifies your experience to create extensions starting directly from S/4HANA. So it consolidates both on-stack extensions and side-by-side extensions into one single wizard. And it also helps you because it understands the business context from which it was started. And then it filters the APIs and events accordingly. For example, if you started from sales order, you would only see sales order related events and APIs. So it makes it much more faster to build extensions. And it also allows you to seamlessly navigate starting directly from S/4HANA onto BTP. So where do you start or access this wizard from? You can access this from any of the business apps on S/4HANA Public Cloud. That's where it has been released at the moment. And it also passes the business context from the business app to the wizard, and which is how the wizard understands the business context and is able to filter out the APIs and events. And if you choose certain on-stack extension options like custom field or custom logic, you are directed onto the key user extensibility apps which already exist in S/4HANA. And in case you choose a side-by-side extension like custom process or custom application, which is expected to come out soon. So these options could be built on SAP Build on SAP BTP. And these are basically side-by-side extensions. So you can see that this one wizard helps you to basically choose both options, on-stack or side-by-side extensions. Now let's just have a quick review on how this works. So we'll not, this is a short, like 1 minute video, which I would take to just summarize how the wizard looks and what it does. So you can start from any of the business apps like Manage Purchase Order. And when you go here to the Me area, you can see this new option, Create Extension, which is what you can use to open the Extensibility Wizard. And you can see all 4 options available here, both on-stack and side-by-side extension options. And for example, if you choose a side-by-side extension, like custom process, we can say that it needs to start with an event and choose the event that it should start with. And you can also see that the business context was already filtered. And then you choose the exact event like purchase order item created and create an extension project. Right, so now you're able to directly jump from the S/4HANA system into the SAP Build process automation screen. And you can already see that the event gets added to the process. And then after this, you can use any of the available capabilities in Build Process Automation to either have approvals or to add decisions or to call third-party APIs in external systems or to send an email. So basically, you can automate your process. And we saw that how you could just seamlessly start from S/4HANA and reach the BTP extension projects directly. All right, so that was a quick summary of what's made available with this Extensibility Wizard. And now over to you, Tania, to look at our questions, and then we can try to answer them.
Great, thank you so much. As you wrote, we do have quite a few questions already, and I'm sure new ones are coming in. So let me start with the first round. From Mexico, will agents be able to connect to channels such as Telegram, Facebook Messenger, Microsoft Teams? Maybe I'll start with that one, and once it's answered, I'll read out the other ones.
Yes, so AI agents that we are looking to right now are more in position into the solutions within SAP, trying to solve these complex problems that you may be able to solve and have flexibility to really do these advanced capabilities of reasoning and planning and not trying to define everything. So I think that will be the first iteration that we will try to deliver, and then we will see the evolution and the requests from our customers to understand if these agents also need to be exposed somewhere else. But first, we will try to bring these capabilities into SAP environment.
Great, thank you. Then what will be the metric to establish consumption and its price? And this next one is also price related. When will we have those prices in the SAP Discovery Center?
Yeah, so I see that this is related to the AI agents. So we did the announcement. This is the vision that we're trying to build. And we're exactly going into this analysis to try to have a very good definition that really provides you value that you can have as part of your solution. So that's some announcement that we will be bringing into the future, the definition, as soon as we start bringing the clarity, and then we will communicate them and have them available for you. So please stay tuned for that.
Great, thank you, Miguel. Can we ask Joule in SAP Build to create freestyle SAP UI5 apps along with binding data from models in SAP UI5 view and controllers? Do you have any example to go with?
Yes, that's possible. In SAP Build Code, you have the possibility. So there's a special / command UI5 to create these artifacts. And I can also share a blog post about that with one example, how you can do that. I will post that into the chat.
Great, thank you. Then the next question. Any SAP free certifications on SAP Build and SAP AI?
Yeah, that's a good question. Don't have the data ahead, colleagues. Alex, do you have something?
So maybe I can start and you can step in then, right? So now understanding that SAP Build comprises now everything from ABAP Cloud to the low code portfolio and SAP Build Code, right? Now it's everything. And there, of course, we have plenty of learning possibilities out there. We have different learning paths, and you know that in the Discovery Center we have many missions and so on. And I think it's for getting started, it's super important looking at that learning portfolio. And then, of course, we have certifications. For the ABAP part, we have, for example, an ABAP Cloud certification that you can take. But of course, it is not for free at the moment. Yeah, and for the AI part and the other parts of SAP Build, maybe you can step in, colleagues.
Yeah. I would say still the best way to start is on learningsap.com. There you find all kinds of learning materials, starting from very short tutorials to really 18 hours courses where you get kind of a certification that you completed the course. I think that would be a best entry point for all the different build products that we have.
Great, thank you. Our next question, will Joule be available only in WorkZone Advanced Edition or also in the Standard Edition?
Yeah, I can take that one. So our current plans is to try to have Joule available in WorkZone Standard, Start, and also in mobile. So we're looking into bringing Joule in different stages of releases and make it available across all the different WorkZone solutions.
Thank you. And will the AI agents be part of the Joule Studio?
Yes, that's exactly the vision that we communicated in TechEd. AI agents will be part of this new solution, focusing on extensibility of Joule and AI capabilities that you will be able to create. So like we say, we will start with the low skills, bringing AI agents, and also trying to have the pro code skills that you can also connect to Joule.
Awesome, thank you. Then are we able to edit apps in ADT that were created using Build Code?
I think that's a question for me, right? It's related to ABAP projects, and the short answer is yes, right? So initially now we established the build lobby as a central entry point, and you know that we just deliver the first step here, right? It's only the initial delivery. It's not full-fledged yet, but of course you have access to the ABAP projects from your build lobby. You can create the projects there, both for OnStack and for BTP projects there with ABAP Cloud. And then you can navigate directly to ABAP development tools and continue developing there, right? So that's absolutely possible, and this is also the way to go.
And on the other side, we could also say with the tool bridge that we have now in the ABAP development tools, you also have the possibility to directly jump into Build Code for your UI development. So that's basically the same in the other direction.
That's a very good addition, right? So, of course, for front-end development, you use Business Application Studio or VS Code. And from ABAP development tools, we really have, let's say, a button that you can click, and you also jump directly to build code in this sense, with the correct context, with the correct service being selected, the correct system, and so on. So this back and forth will be established in even more development flows. Yeah.
Thank you. So next one, Karthik, is the Extensibility Wizard only for the public cloud and only for the public cloud, not for the private cloud?
Yeah, I would say this is the most asked question every time I present Extensibility Wizard. So yes, the initial release, because public cloud's latest release was just, let's say, a couple of months ago with 24.08, that's when it was enabled, but this would definitely be enabled also in the next private cloud release, which is happening sometime next year.
Great, thank you. Can we ask Joule in SAP Build to create a freestyle SAP UI5 app along with binding data from model in UI5 views and controllers? But didn't we already have that one?
Yeah, we answered that question already.
Yeah, we did. So sorry for that one. Somehow, here we go. So when you go directly to Build Studio, is it the same as SAP Build Process Automation?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So it's good to understand that from a technology perspective, Build Studio is being powered by the SAP Build Process Automation experience. So we are trying to bring this knowledge and this user experience that we have been building, but we are creating a new solution. So stay tuned so we can really communicate to you what are the functionalities that will be there and how you will be able to connect both solutions in order to be able to complement them.
Cool. Thank you. Can all users access the Create Extension option?
Right. So this functionality is only meant for users who are allowed to do extensions, right? So it's not meant for every business user. So this is role-based. It's control based on a role. And specifically, it is extensibility specialist role with which this is delivered. So only the users who have this role would be able to see the create extension option. And yeah, I mean, of course, we want to control this, and we don't want to end up in a situation where every business user is creating certain extensions. Right?
Could become interesting. Thank you for the clarification. Can we extend application related to SAP Fury web Pro apps?
Yeah, so at the moment, the capabilities that are enabled is on stack, custom field, and custom logic. And on side-by-side, it is to create a process automation project. The next thing that we are looking at is to be able to create new Fury applications, for which you can use the OData APIs related to the app from where you started. So that is the next set of steps that we are looking at. So it's more creating a completely new Fury application or also adapting the existing Fury application. So these are the two options that would be possible in future.
Thank you very much.
If I have to specifically answer about WebDin Pro apps, so no, you can only extend, or this option would be available. Create extension option would be only available for the Fury-based apps.
Okay, thank you for that. In SAP Cloud, is it possible to call a BAPI, for example, a BAPI to create purchase order?
So in S/4HANA public cloud, that's not something that is recommended, and there are very few, probably around single-digit number of BAPIs that are available. Whereas in S/4HANA private cloud, that is where it has been now, beginning of this year, it was already recommended. And there is a list of nominated more than 2,000 plus BAPIs available in the GitHub page. And these are the BAPIs that can be used in S/4HANA private cloud. Of course, purchase order also is one of that.
Yeah, maybe Kartik, I can also just add to that. So that's absolutely right. So for SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition, there's only very few. For private edition, we see that it is important that we have we call it BAPI, right? The business API support. That's a classic technology. It's not the latest and greatest. It's no OData and so on, right? It's really classic RFC technology. And it is possible to use them as a remote API. Right, and you can use that from BTP, for example, out of CAP, the Cloud Application Program Model. We will have BAPI support there, and of course, also in ABAB Cloud, we have BAPI support because we see, especially for the private cloud, where the scope is so broad, right, that we don't have enough OData APIs, and many of the classic functionalities they are really covered by these BAPIs. And to just get you going, also for side-by-side extensions, we need this kind of BAPI support and to support the RFC protocol here in that sense. And the list of BAPIs that Kartik mentioned is actually also available for on-stack extensibility. Because even there, if you develop with ABAP Cloud, you need to use released APIs. And there we have the same issue as we have for the remote APIs. There are just still not enough APIs to really get you going and to realize your business scenarios. And so also for the on-stack case, these kind of BAPIs can be used, they can be wrapped and can be used in ABAP Cloud then. So BAPIs are not the latest and greatest technology, but they still play an important role.
Thank you so much. Next one is, can we deploy the custom Fury app that is created in BAS on SAP S/4HANA on-premise system? If so, Can you please provide a link or a blog or documentation?
To start off, the capability to create custom applications via the wizard is something we are enabling only in the cloud systems. We have enabled it in S/4HANA public cloud now and also in the private cloud going forward. So at least I can't comment at this moment if we would be able to support creation from on-premise systems. So yeah, we'll have to look at that in the future.
Thank you. So next question, is it possible to call all data actions functions directly from SAP Build apps, and how? And just in brackets, I'm not referring to simple crude functions on OData entities.
I can answer that question. Yes, that's possible. You can simply integrate them as BTP REST destinations in your Build Apps project. And afterwards, you just need to enter the function that you call, provide the right parameters, and include them. So we've used that in several projects. That works pretty good, but you have to do some manual steps because, as you mentioned, you need to define what kind of function you want to call.
Thank you for this. Next question is, as I understand, ABAB Cloud in SAP Build is the EDI, but where can we deploy these apps?
So maybe I can start, Mark, you can then add in. Yeah. So in principle, a Fury application consists of two parts, right? We have the backend part and we have the front end part. And for the backend part, of course, you have full choice, you have full flexibility. You can do that in Build Code with CAP, for example. You can do that in ABAB Cloud. Okay, so you have the choice. And you can also do it on stack. You can do it side by side. It really depends on the use case. Whatever fits best. Okay, and then we have the front end part. The front end part you develop in Build Code, and also there you then have the choice where to deploy it. Okay, so you can deploy it on BTP, but you can also deploy it on stack on the S/4HANA system. That also depends on the use case. So that's use case specific. I don't know, Mark, whether you have additions to that.
No, that's basically all.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Regarding ABAB Cloud and Build, is it only for custom apps or does it work for extensions of standard apps too?
Yeah. Okay. So we need to see this in a little bigger context, right? So what we really mean by including ABAB Cloud in the SAP Build portfolio and in the SAP Build umbrella, that really means that we take all the development capabilities that we have with ABAB Cloud under the hood of SAP Build. Okay, and that means, of course, custom applications, new integrations, new APIs that you develop using ABAP Cloud, but of course also the extensions. And the Extensibility Wizard that we saw already, this is one great example how we really bring the worlds together, right? So we have really the key user extensibility part on the stack in the SAP S/4HANA system, and it combines it, for example, with a custom process on BTP, right? So these kind of connections, bringing these things together, this is exactly what we technically will deliver with our SAP Build umbrella. We will form a union of everything there and really allow an end-to-end development flow for your scenarios there.
Additions? Mark? No? Okay. Then, when customers use Joule, is there customer-specific data used to train the LLM?
Yeah, so I can take that one as a start, and then my colleagues can also jump in. So the strategy from Joule is to really make it intelligent, that it understands your SAP environment. So out of the box, we're bringing many capabilities that help you to have this interaction with SAP applications and data. And there, for that particular delivery that we're bringing out of the box, there is no training from the customers. However, we understand that there needs to be enriched to be able to understand your specific data and your environment. So as a first stage, part of the roadmap of Joule is to try to bring document grounding capabilities to RAG, so you can provide additional documents that can be used as a knowledge base for Joule in order to take decisions and also be able to inform, understand some guidelines. So that's one of the steps. As a second step, this is this world that is coming with this new solution of Build Studio, which will allow you to have extensibility of Build. In that way, what you will be able to do is be able to connect the systems and try to let it know by creating these custom skills how you want to bring different data together, and then you will be able to expose these custom skills to you, and that will be a way to really enrich you to be able to understand your particular workflows and ad hoc scenarios.
Yep. But really, to create some transparency, we don't use customer data to train models for other customers. So then we don't share any data between customers. That is completely clear. And this is also why we have kind of special AI terms and agreements where you can check all the details in there. Just to clarify that point.
Thank you. Our next question is, can Joule work with attachments like documents, images, or also automated email notifications?
Yeah, I can also provide a brief information about that. We're continuing to bring more advanced, and I think my colleagues will be able to provide like the roadmap from Joule capabilities that we're bringing. We're trying to enable it in mobile, so you can also talk with them with voice and try to have this experience. So those specific, I will point out to the roadmap so we can look into how we will be enhancing this user experience in Joule, and then you will get more specific information regarding this support.
Great, thank you. Next question, again, Joule related. Does Joule have built-in authorization checks to prevent unauthorized users from accessing data using natural language?
Sure. I think there are two contexts for this. Maybe I can start with one, and yeah, some of my colleagues can also jump in to provide their context. So there are two parts of Joule. There's some of the capabilities that we were showing that are for the development support, where they help you to be able to do the development application, create processes, applications. In that sense, there are specific roles that you need to obtain in order to be able to do that. And we have some constraints around the scenarios to really make it very specific. And then there is a part about Joule Studio that we have been communicating. In this part, a developer persona within our customer or business partners will be creating these custom skills and deploying it. And we will have this governability that you're familiar with SAP Build to have environments and authorizations. So that means, like, for example, if I create a new capability that is able to give specific employees on the human resources department information regarding sensitive data about some colleagues, that will only be accessible for those colleagues that are given access to those specific capabilities. So the governability that you're familiar with SAP Build will also be part of this Joule Studio and the custom skills that we'll be building.
Yep. Maybe just a little addition to what Miguel said. If it comes to the AI assistance for developing code, right, like code completion and so on, there it's clear it's always the developer sitting in front of the screen. He is really responsible and developing, right? And of course, everything that he is allowed to do, he can also then get the support of Joule, right? So that's basically the link, but it's still the developer sitting in front of the screen who is responsible and needs the authorization for everything.
Thank you so much. Next question. How can I transport my ABAP project developed in SAP Build Lobby?
Yeah, very good question, right? So you don't develop the project itself in the SAP Build Lobby, right? The lobby is the entry point. There you create the project. And if it's a completely new project, you are also asked for transport request, right? So the transport request is the means for transporting ABAP development objects. And that means also the transport finally is, of course, done via the transport request that you know in the ABAP world. And having said that, this is the integration in the Build Lobby is really just the first step, right? So we have transparency now, and you can really jump towards ABAP from the Build Lobby, but the integration will continue, and we will have more capabilities in the lobby as well.
Thank you. So next one, can you please explain extension of Joule capabilities with an example?
Yeah, of course, I can provide an overview of this. So what we have been presenting some of the scenarios is about understanding the complexity and the integration of different vendor solutions that our customers might have in their landscapes. And for example, for TechEd, we presented scenarios or use cases such as I have a service now in my company as a ticket system, and then I can bring this connectivity and then expose it to Joule. So we show some scenarios where I can request Joule, please help me get my high priority tickets from my ServiceNow system, or please help me create a new ticket in my ServiceNow system. And that can be a seamless experience. I don't need to be changing within the different systems in order to create it. We will also have a presenting in collaboration with some of our business partners trying to implement logic regarding discounts of customers that have custom APIs that need to be bring, and even Jira integration. So I can even integrate my Jira and ask for obtaining some information according to the connectivity that I can bring from the APIs.
No addition? Okay, great. Then next one is how can Build Code benefit teams which are already using BAS for CAP development and Eclipse ADT for S/4HANA?
Maybe
Right,
I
I think
start with the CAP development, and then you can take over.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, so Build Code is basically a tool that really supports you in all the development for Java and JavaScript-based development. That's important, what we have to say at the moment. And the new capabilities that we added to Build Code is really that we combine that also with runtime aspects, like we've integrated CI/CD service, transport management, alert notification. So all the services that you typically need as a professional developer are kind of combined in Build Code. And of course, we added the AI capabilities in there. So in the standard BAS version, you don't have Joule to generate your code. And this is something we offer in Build Code, that you can just define what kind of application you want to create, describe it with a few sentences, and it will generate the whole project for you.
Then I can add the other perspective to that. Yeah. No, it's totally fine, right? So we have really the highly specialized IDEs and environments for Java, JavaScript with CAP, and of course also for ABAP Cloud, right? So we have ADT and we have Business Application Studio on the other side for CAP, right? And this, of course, will remain. And if you remember the slide that I showed at the beginning, there we had this extensibility portfolio with basically 4 spots. At the top, there were the key user extensions. At the bottom, there were the developer extensions with ABAP Cloud and Build Code, right? And basically, anytime you in the development team need to cross to a different bubble, to a different corner in that picture, then the SAP Build story will help you. Right? Because we will make it easier to really let these kind of different corners of the extensibility portfolio work together. Imagine what we told before. Even if you are a CAP developer, you are highly specialized on CAP, on Java, with Business Application Studio and so on. At some point, you need to call an S/4HANA API because you are developing an extension to SAP S/4HANA. Okay, and then you have the nice API browser in CAP, and there you will also be able to see the BAPIs, right? So, for example, this is that kind of combination how even a pure CAP developer can benefit from the SAP Build story that we currently have, and also the other way around. You are an ABAP-focused developer, but you want to develop your front end, right? And also that example we had. If you want to develop your front end, you need to switch to Build Code and there generate the UI5 artifacts, a Fury element front end application. And of course, that's a tool break, right? And we developed the bridge between those different tools so that really your end-to-end development flow is easier and harmonized. So this is basically where really both sides can benefit from what we are doing.
Awesome. Thank you for the clarification. Next question is, will the extension wizard also work for SAP GUI-based applications like Fury apps of VA1 or VA2?
So extension wizard, or the option that you see create extension, would actually be only available in the actual new Fury applications and not for the SAP GUI-based applications. The reason is because we want to utilize the business context of the app from where we are starting. And the business context is generally available only for these newer apps. And for example, for VA01, I mean, sales orders, you already have like newer apps like managed sales orders and even managed sales order version 2. So it would be highly recommended to use the newer apps and also use the create extension from the newer apps.
Thank you. And I have another question for you. Are we able to add multiple events in process automation?
Right. So in process automation, to start a process, you can only add one event. But however, there is also work ongoing to add events intermediate. So if there is a process already triggered and let's say it has gone through 2-3 steps and currently waiting approval, and at that point of time, you want to trigger another event which allows the process to continue from the middle. So this would be possible. So this is something being worked on. But the initial start of the process would always happen based on one single event.
Thank you. The next question, Alex, for you. Does it mean transport requests will be created in SAP Build when I create a project with ABAB Cloud?
Okay, so when you start in the build lobby, and there you have the wizard, right? You can click through the wizard, you can create different projects that are visible in the lobby. There, if you choose the ABAP Cloud project, then a transport will be created. The backlink, if you independently develop in the ABAP system, we do not have this automatic link that everything is directly reflected in the build lobby yet, right? So this is one of the points where I said further enhancements will be coming, right? So at the moment, you start in the central entry point in the build lobby, and from there go to the ABAP system.
Thank you. We have another Joule question. Well, Joule is awesome, so rightly so. Is Joule also available in the BTP trial accounts?
Yeah, so I don't know if the question is referring a little bit more to the Joule Studio or Joule as an interface. As far as I know and heard, and correct me, colleagues, if you have information, Joule is not available in the trial at the moment, but I don't know if this is something that we're looking into. And regarding Joule Studio, since this has been recently announced, we're looking into try to bring it into the market, and also we have been getting this request, so we're evaluating how to be able to commercialize it and also consider the trial accounts.
But for example, for SAP Build Code, also in the trial environment, you have the possibility to try out how Joule will look like in the area of application development. I can also post one test drive mission for that, just that you can see all the capabilities into the chat, and we'll share it.
Okay. You have posted it in the Zoom chat. Can anyone? I can also post it in the, oh, here we go. Thank you. It's posted in the chat here. Great. So far, it seems that was the last question. So we'll give it a couple of minutes more, but in the meantime, let me inform you, should you have any questions that pop up after the session is over, feel free to ask them in the comments area below this video, and we will be looking into the comments in the next few days. So you will have them answered anyway. So here we go. Is there a possibility to list all extensions applied in SAP Cloud for documentation purposes?
There's work ongoing here. So there is already an extensibility inventory on S/4HANA Cloud, but that only lists the key user extensions that have been created. And what we are working towards is to also list side-by-side extensions in the same app. And then you would be able to use this extensibility inventory app to see all your extensions at one place.
Thank you so much. Now I think that was it currently. Let me take this opportunity while there is no question to thank all of you experts for your excellent presentations and of course for all the excellent answers you provided to the many questions in the chat. It was great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes, so far, no, I don't have any other question here. Then let me wish all of our Attendees, a great day, a great evening, and of course, a big thank you for joining